What up, I'm jcmentalz, back again cooking up in FL Studio.
Hey Dad, you know how I make my grilled cheese sandwiches?
Tell me how you make it.
First I slap the cheese on the bread like this.
Boy, I know you ain't just do that shit, boy. I'm gonna beat your back up, boy.
It's a cheese sandwich.
I'm a cheese in your ass, boy.
This week I'm going to be showing you how to make chords. But before I get into that, I have a couple things to tell you about. The first thing I want to tell you about is I do have several loop kits available. There are 11 loops in each kit and $10 each. Per usual, all the beats that I make in the tutorials are free, so if you're interested in the beats, I will have all my links in the description of this video. Finally, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notifications. That way you guys can see when I'm dropping videos. Let's go ahead and jump into FL Studio, and I'll show you what I have for you this week. Alright, so as I said, I'm going to be showing you how to make chords. Normally there's 7 chords in a scale, excluding the augmented chords as well as suspended chords. But for this I'm just going to be covering the basics as far as major, minor, and then diminished too as well. Normally there is a diminished chord in the scale. So let's go ahead and get started. However, I'm going to start with the beat that I made this week, and then I'll get into how to make chords. So I started out with a loop, and this is what the loop sounds like. Moving on, I added a couple chords. They're actually the same chord. I just inverted the C to make it sound like I was stepping down. So this is the loop and the chords together. The next instrument that I added was a counter melody, and it's from Omnisphere. So this is everything together so far. Finally, I added a bell lead from Omnisphere, and this is all of the instruments together. Alright, moving on to the drums. I have an 808, I have a clap, I have a closed hi-hat, I have a snare, I have 2 different open hi-hats, and then I have a perk and a vocal sample too as well. So this is all the drums and percussion elements all together. Quickly going through the mix, I added an EQ to the loop, just took out the high and low. Same thing for the chords, I just took out some of the low end. For the first Omnisphere instrument, I took out low and high too as well. And for the lead instrument, I took out some of the low and high. I also did a little bit of panning and spread the stereo image of the chords. For the drums, I put the 808 in mono, and that's all I did. And then for the rest of the drums, I just took out the low end, and that's it. Like always, for the master, I added a multi-band compressor and Ozone 8 elements. Alright, so getting into the chords, there are some chord codes that you can go by, and these chord codes always stay the same. The only thing that changes is the key that you're in. So I'm in the key of F minor. I'm going to start with F being my root note. Then I'll count 3. That's what's called a third. And then I'll count 4 from the second note. That's what's called a fifth. So the only thing that changes between major and minor is this middle note. So this is a minor chord. This is what that sounds like. And then I'll make a major chord. So I'm going to start with the same root note, count 4, and then count 3. So as you can see, the difference between major and minor is just this middle note. Moving on to a diminished chord, I'm going to start with my root note, which is F, count 3, same as the minor chord, and then I'm going to count 3 more. And this is what it sounds like. So a little bit more about chords. I'm going to use Scalar for this example. Scalar is an excellent tool if you don't have it and you don't really understand music theory. This is definitely a good way to help you learn. With making chord progressions, you'll notice that there are Roman numerals under each chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As I said, there are normally 7 chords within a scale, starting from 1 all the way to 7. You'll notice that some of the Roman numerals are capitalized and some of them are lowercase. The significance of that is the lowercase are minor chords and the uppercase are major chords. So if you understand scales and not necessarily how to make a chord, if you can find the notes of the key that you're in, normally there are also 7 of those as well, which correspond to the chords, it'll be a lot easier to make the chord progression. And then now knowing the chord codes, how to make major and minor chords and diminished chords, you'll be able to easily build a chord off of that note. So I hope this helped you guys out. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. As always, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notifications. I do give away all the beats in these tutorials, so if you're interested in the beats that I make for the tutorials, all my information will be down in the description, so feel free to hit me up about those. Finally, if you're a producer and you make loop kits or drum kits, feel free to send those to me. I'll be more than happy to use them in my tutorial videos and give you full credit for them, as well as put your link in the description of the video. So if you don't know what it is, man, you should definitely find out. It's jcmentalz. Peace until next time.
jcmentalz.